few months ago I put out my very first video on YouTube about how to lime grass. It's kind of a DIY. It was just something I was doing for myself anyway, and I thought I'd record it. It's not the most exciting video, and I got to admit that, and I've actually got comments about how boring it is, and I got to admit it's not the greatest, but it is interesting. It does provide some information. But I did want to follow up with showing you the results. I had actually probably one of the worst lawns, definitely had the worst in the neighborhood. We built our house, we cut down the trees, it was a wooded forested area. It was all gravel. We removed a lot of all the topsoil because we had to level the yard, and we just threw some grass seed down basically after we raked up the rocks. And as you can see, it was just a little bit of grass, but mostly weeds and moss and whatnot. It just wasn't even really a lawn. It was a place you could go, and it was a place and put the dog out in the pen or whatever. So as a result, we wanted to lime it. We knew that it was being former forest land. It was pH was going to be low, so had to raise that up, and needed some fertilizer. So we added fertilizer according to the manufacturer's specs as well. And you'll see later on in this video what the results look like. I think they're fairly speak for themselves. Yes, there's still some bare spots, but there's no more moss, and yes, there's still some weeds, and I think we still have to go further. I think we'll have to add some more addition of lime and fertilizer again this year as well. One other thing I'd like to point out, that in that video and in this video as well, I talk about taking pH measurements to know what the pH of the soil is. And in the video I use this particular Rapitest Mini soil pH tester. Now, I'm not recommending that or anything. It just happened to be that I bought it on a lark when I was into the farm supply store to buy my lime at the time, and saw it for $15. Thought it'd be a great way to test. And to be quite honest, I don't find that to be very reliable. Full disclosure, I'm an environmental engineering technologist, both by education, training, and work, and have used many types of instrumentation over the years, from everything from soil, water, to testing high radioactive gases. This particular unit can take reasonably accurate pH test. The Rapitest meter is very difficult to reproduce some results, or they're hard to tell if they're accurate. I've gone and I've actually placed the probe into things like a bale of peat moss, and it quite low into the acidic range where you would expect it to be, and I mixed some soil with baking soda, and it's gone up into the basic side, above 7, which is reasonable, but at other times it just doesn't seem to be reliable. I've stuck it in soil where I know the pH is probably down around 5, 5.5, and it would jump back up. One measurement might be 5, next one would be 6, next one would be 6.5, and there was no reason for it to being. It should be able to reproduce. So I don't particularly, maybe it's just the particular instrument, probe that I bought is faulty, but I don't find it very reliable, and I don't recommend it. Like I said, I never bought it to sponsor or to recommend it, but be very careful with that. You'll see some results that I think are relatively representative of my soil, just because I was able to reproduce, and at times I think are close to what I expect it to be. Anyway, I hope you'll watch this video. My name's Don Feldman, and if you like this, hope you'll subscribe and watch. They're not all going to be about grass, but they are about, working around the house. A lot of ones about tractors, landscaping, but there's also going to be ones about woodworking, building things, and I might even throw in the odd vlog, or what I call my op vid, which is my opinion on things in life. Anyway, hope you enjoy this. It's been about 3 days since I've added the lime to the backyard here, just for curiosity. It's not very scientific, but I thought just for fun, and try some more pH test maybe every couple of days. So it's about 3 days. I'm just going to run a test now, and I'm not going to record every test, but basically in the same area where I did the original test, and I'll tabulate them, and I'll show you those in a minute. I think you can see there that the pH is just a little bit above 6.5. as you can see here, the pHs range between 6 and 6.5, which is not 100% sure how truly accurate it is, but I think it's representative that the pH has been raised and maintained itself slightly higher than it was originally.
It's almost exactly 2 weeks since it's actually 2 weeks and a day since I applied the initial lime, or applied the lime application to the grass. And although there's still weeds and there's a little bit of moss here and there, but I think you can see that the grass is far greener. It's growing. I haven't going to apply fertilizer tomorrow, see what it is, but I'm also going to test the pH again, and I'll tell you what that is when I'm finished, just to see if it has made a difference after 2 weeks.
It's June 22nd, approximately 6 weeks since I added the initial lime application to the grass, and about a month since I fertilized. Nothing else been done other than we've cut the grass twice. It's actually growing quite well. Still the odd little bit of patches that you can see, but partly from people walking on, and either the grass will have to grow into those bare patches, or we'll have to add some grass seed. But I think you can see the moss has all but disappeared. The grass is far darker green and growing quite well. I'm very happy with the application that we've had so far with the between the lime and the fertilizer. October 1st, so it's in the fall. Just thought I'd show an update of what the lawn looks like. There's some patchy areas, but these are the areas where we walk, and I was driving the tractor back and forth bringing soil into where we built our little backyard sitting area, fire pit. You can see the grass is coming around really nicely there. Still some area, but we'll have to reseed again tomorrow. It's October 15th. You can see how nice the grass is greened up. Yeah, there's some areas over by the gate that are still patchy, but from going in and out with wheelbarrows and walking,